last year it happened, where a girl was coming home from school and she was at the bus stop, and a bus of criminals, I understand, come up to her, and I said, yo, come in at the car, and the girl like walk, and the father come.
Yeah, I remember that story.
Right,
Yeah.
the father come and see it, so the father come and approach them, and
They
the man
kill-
them shoot
they kill
the
the
father
father.
in the head.
Yeah. Like so
people-
it's
like look, that to me is so, I'm so appalled by that, because I'm so angry.
But
Like I'm angry because, right, nothing came out of it.
Right.
Like we're not even talking about
yeah,
it.
yeah, we don't even hear about
You
it.
don't hear Jamaicans
who
talking
did
about
it. We don't even know who did it.
We don't even know who did it.
Right.
We don't, we
Those
don't
guys
follow
never
up.
got caught. You know what I'm saying?
understand? And I'm saying, like, a father like that, right, should have the right
To have a gun.
To have a gun where he can defend
Because if he
himself,
had a gun,
defend
he
his
probably would have
family.
been live, and his daughter would have been live.
Yeah,
and if his daughter even had a pepper spray,
Like-
she probably could have helped her
And
father.
the thing is that, see, the thing with Jamaicans, we don't humanize the victims of
Yeah.
crime. You
Yeah.
understand? We do not.
Mhm.
You understand? We need to start humanizing these victims, because, and the thing is that with Jamaicans, we are not like, we're not so emotional. We're not an emotional people.
Right.
You understand? But for me, hearing that, like, say, yo, somebody got killed trying to defend their daughter, because that wouldn't be me. I don't have kids yet.
Right.
But I know, the way I was raised, I would try to protect my
Right.
daughter.
What is yours? Yes.
Yes,
Right,
I'm gonna
right.
protect my thing. I understand.
Right.
And for me to go there and put myself in harm's way
Right.
and get killed,
And you can't run away and leave your daughter out there. So it's gonna.
and my daughter is still there. I'm
Right.
I'm on the ground.
Yeah.
But you see, the thing is,
Come on,
right,
man.
and not to really, just to make a point. You tell the difference that the crime in Jamaica and other Caribbean countries, how sick it is, how terrible it is, and how sad it is.
Right.
Because just to give a shout out to DJ Magnum from Guyana
Yeah.
and Mafi from Guyana, which is a DJ / artist, which is Magnum, and a very good artist, which is Mafi.
Mhm.
And even though that they had songs where they was dissing each other and being competitive with each other, right?
Right.
And I seen a video where Magnum came out and he's just like, hey, despite of what, music is music.
It's art.
And it's just, that's where it is.
Mm-hmm.
And, sometimes you look at it and when you see, just like Sean just explained, where you see a man and his daughter walking down the street and he's coming in the back, and then he's coming there now to
help his daughter.
and then
He
you
lost
shot
his
him.
life. Yeah.
And then you see these artists, we're in Jamaica, right? And where a lot of people look up to, right? They're not actually coming out on their platform
And saying,
and
yo,
saying
this
it.
was
exactly.
wrong.
They rather sing
Right,
it.
they
They
say-
rather
All
sing.
right.
They rather
Big
sing
up- big
about
up the
it
killy.
in a
All right.
bad way. And
Yeah.
then that's what I'm saying.
All right.
Like there's other countries or other islands. It shows that they understand the difference between the art
and
actually what's
life.
actually happening.
All right, so this is the
So-
thing, right? A lot of entertainers, them, right? A lot of them, I'm upset with them, right? Because they have this big platform, right? And they come out and talk about, like, they talk about the foolishness and propel the stupidity of Jamaica. They're the catalyst for all this
Right,
stupidity
yes.
that's going
Ignorance.
on. Right? The ignorance, right?
Total, yeah.
And they say, well, this is how I'm trying to bust myself, so I got to do something stupid, right?
Right.
And then whenever a politician mess up in Jamaica, I'm not saying you shouldn't go at the politicians, I'm not saying
Yeah,
that.
but then everybody run down.
But everybody run down on the politicians then. But whenever a criminal, right, a well-known criminal does something, right, them silent.
Yeah. So I listened to this guy on YouTube. He has a channel, Syrupy, right? And he said something that is very poignant, and I think that those people who aren't listening to him, is a good idea to subscribe to his channel and listen to him, because I think he brings out some very good point. But there's something that he said that is so powerful. He says people get up every day and say the police wicked, the government wicked. I am so afraid of the government. I am so afraid of the police. If the police come in your area and a bad man there and the police shoot a bad man, right? When that police shoot that bad man, everybody, them mother and them sister and even the baby under the bed, I come out demonstrating with everything, right? But when a bad man kills somebody's child, Nobody out there demonstrating.
Yeah, it's quiet.
Nobody out there.
It's
This
quiet.
little girl that
Where-
get take away, where Jasmine Dean, this little girl that got killed, where is the demonstration for
Yeah,
them?
Kanish Jackson.
Yeah, where is the demonstration?
Like
Jamaican people have this whole thing of saying of this fake, him call it fake woke, and this fake woke system where people get up and you say, boy, yo, me angry about this, me angry about that. But the truth of the matter is that, man, you're not angry. You love the culture that you're in, but you only when a politician, listen, politician with a JLP or PMP, they're gonna screw up. They're gonna make, but if they're making enough policies to help the country, like right now, we're going at Andrew because we feel like he could do more and he could do better. Not that we hate him or anything like that, but we go at him because we feel like being the ruling party, we have to point out what he's doing.
Okay, just to point out something real quick, right? Do you understand that the thing of us being human, right? We more address the things that doesn't really affect our life immediately than the things that affect our life far away. Kind of like if you're the government and you make a change in terms of the gun thing, right? And a gunman in my community now make a change of, yo, listen, anybody that talk, I'm gonna kill them.
Right.
If I only find out that you said something,
I'm gonna kill you.
I'm gonna kill you. So now it becomes this instant reaction to or something will give you time to adjust your way of living, you know,
But-
or
but-
what
so-
you can
But
really
you
stand up
understand,
against.
those
it.
people
So-
are punks. They're cowards.
I
Let me
would
say,
say that.
no,
I disagree with you.
No, let me tell you why.
No,
Let me hold
I
on.
disagree.
Let me explain myself. Let me tell you why I said they're punks.
No.
No. Listen, let me explain why I call you a punk and a coward. Here's why I call you a punk and a coward. If I am here, right? We here, right? Shawnee be going out shooting people. You going out shooting people, right? And I know that. And Shawnee be go out and kill somebody out there. Some other child that I know. And I am so afraid of Shawnee B because, yo, if me go say anything, Shawnee B will kill me, right? But then 2 weeks from now, the police come in and kill Shawnee B. And I'm getting up demonstrating against the police when I know for a fact that he was out there doing the dirt.
Well-
to me, the people that do that, if you're gonna demonstrate against the police, demonstrate against the bad man. If you're not gonna demonstrate against the bad man, don't go out there go do it.
But
against
then you're
the
right.
police.
You're what you're
I agree.
saying, it makes sense, but you're not thinking about the person that's actually there because it's easier for that person. So if Sean is out there killing somebody, right, and Sean live right up from you, Sean can easily come down there and shoot you.
Agreed.
But
Hold on.
but listen, the point I'm trying to make is that the police, even though you stand up and demonstrate, the police not gonna come and shoot you.
Agreed.
Hold
You
on.
understand?
Hold on.
So you have to seem like you're a part of.
Hold on.
A part of
All right,
the,
so
the,
this
the
is
area.
So I agree and I disagree with him, right? I agree with you in a way where, yeah, you might be scared, right, to do it, but you can leave your community. You can get in a taxi, and you can leave your community, right?
But
And
you can't leave. You
I
can't
know
leave your
can't
community.
No.
You
Listen,
think about
let
the
me
poor
talk.
people.
Let me talk.
You
Let
gotta
me
think about
talk.
the poor people
Let
too.
me talk.
Hold on,
Let me
hold on.
talk.
Hold on.
You can leave your community, right? You can seek outside help for turn that person in, right? It's not like if you go up on the phone and say, yo, you know, may I report that person, the person I know immediately, right? You have channels where you can report something to the police anonymously, right? So use those channels, right? To give tips to the police. That's why that's there, right? You have that in Jamaica, right? I think it's like Crime Stop. That's why they have it one, something like that, right? So that's in that case. I agree with you that way, right? Yeah, you're in that situation. You might not know what to do, but you have channels where you can use it. So you use them. You can leave a community, go talk to somebody, or you call Crime Stop. That's what that's there for, right? No, I agree with you in a way, right? Where you say that they are punks, right? Because a lot of these people are protecting criminals and aiding and
Correct.
abetting criminals.
Correct.
You understand? So it's a mixture of people. Yes, there's a mixture of people that like the whole excitement, and there's a mixture of people that's terrified. Because look at the case with Perky Boy in St. James,
Right.
in Cambridge, right? Perky Boy, I walk around
With him
St. James
AK,
every night, like him a security guard. I
And
walk around
people
with,
were defending him.
yeah, people were defending
But they
him.
were still
But guess
afraid.
what?
Yeah.
People were scared. But guess what? I was reading an article where the guy said, yo, thank God that him dead.
Yeah.
You
But-
understand? Thank God that him dead. His whole own family was coming out saying to get the other guy that Perky Boy used to roll with, Ratty.
Yeah.
Ratty, right? When Ratty was there. Ratty terrified the whole community. Everybody
Right.
was scared. Nobody wanted to say anything against Ratty.
Right.
And even the family had to tell police, say, yo, come kill him.
Yeah.
When Ratty finally dead, everybody happy.
Okay, but here's a radical idea. Very radical idea.
but-
So it's just being people.
Well-
that goes back to what I was saying. People are afraid.
People afraid. But you, as I said, you have channels that you
Right,
can use. So
right.
you should use those channels.
Okay, but understand this. Listen, I get what you're saying.
Uh,
You still got to think on the
well,
flip
well,
side.
well,
There's these people educated to the point where they know these things. We may know these things because we may do our research,
Well,
right? But everybody is not in a position
Hold
to
on,
do
let
the
me-
research
let
on
me-
these
alright,
things.
Let me make a point, right?
Yeah, and then let me
Let
make
me
my point.
right? Yeah, the government needs to educate the people on that. That's where the government job is, where they need to start educating. And that's why we say we need to talk about the education system.
Right.
Right? The education system, we need to touch on that because that needs some work. We need to educate the people then to know, hey, we need to we need to like report people when they commit crimes, right? And that goes back to all about critical thinking.
Right.
Right? However, right, it's not like you wake up one morning, right? And I want people to stop thinking this way. It's not like you wake up one morning and your community is in ruins. You have criminals that run back and forth to shoot off each other. It's not like that.
Right.
It started. It was a progression up to where it is right now. It's a
Correct.
build up.
Right.
Right? So the people of these communities need to take back their communities.
Right.
If cause you have one bad man in that community, right? If everybody team together, work together as one. That's the thing with us Jamaicans. We need to learn how to work with each other.
Yeah, we like tear each other
You
down.
understand? So if we work with each other as one, we can take back the communities. Law-abiding citizens can take back the communities, right? And turn in these criminals.
Here's the radical idea that I'm saying.
If everybody come together as force, you think a criminal can kill everybody in the community?
Here's
Okay.
here's the radical idea that I'm saying. If these people, like I said, they're punks, and they're not only
I
that they-
disagree with that.
No. Let me tell you why I say that, and I will stick to that. Why I say they're punks and they are enablers. Because here's it: if I live in a community, guarantee you, if I live in a community, right, and I know, say for example, Ratty live down the street and Ratty kill people, left, right, and center every day. We hear say Ratty go on apps. And in the community, say most people are gonna know the facts because one person will tell another person to kind of circulate, and it gets to my ears. 90%. Think about this: 85% of Jamaican people are literate. They can read, they can write, they have internet, they have the phone, they have Google, they have all the information that they need at their fingertip.
critical thinking.
It right? No. I'm just thinking as a law-abiding citizen, right? 85% of Jamaicans are literate. 15% are illiterate, and most of that 15% are the older generation, right? Now here's what I say. You know how to go get a phone and go scam people, and get panic and call people America and set up and make this whole big thing,
Listen.
right? To scam people. You cannot tell me that Jamaican people are so stupid. In my mind, you cannot tell me that Jamaicans, I know they're not, that are stupid, where you can get a burner phone, you can go out there and get something and call a police station or block your number. Forget about a burner phone. Block your number and say, sir, last night the killing they were going on, so Ratty. You know how many times that they do that and they tell, sir, Ratty do it and call the police and do that? You can't tell me that you have people like Syrupy that's on the internet, that's open, you can inbox him. On the spot news media, my view, that has a platform that will put this information out, that people can get on the phone and say, yo, or text or whatever, and this guy's who they are, and go right back in the house, and nobody know that they keep him out shut. Nobody know that you did that.
You see, the thing is that Syrupy do have his people, like the
He
PIA,
does.
the
He does.
PIA.
He does. Right.
That
Right.
talks, you
Right.
understand?
He does.
He
But I'm
has-
saying he's just one guy,
But
and it takes way more than that to make it happen.
Takes way, that's why I said it comes back to what culture and mindset.
Right.
The culture is this, right? Informer for dead, informer this.
That's foolishness.
That informer culture need to die out, bro.
That's foolish.
That thing needs to die out.
I don't
right?
think no law-abiding citizen can
and,
be an
and
informer.
the thing is that when people see something, they be like,
Yeah.
no, for my business this, right?
Yeah.
But you
See, I'm blind here and there.
See, I'm blind here and there,
Yeah.
right? And when it comes to your doorstep,
Then that's your ball.
then that's when you ball. So
You
everybody
didn't see
help
the
me.
man shoot me, brother. But what happened when he went shoot my brother? You didn't see it.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
So when it comes to your doorstep, that's when you want to take action. That's when you want to like, oh my God, crime is a big issue. But you are one of the person that's enabling, especially females.
Yes.
Especially females. They're enablers to it. Females, females that comes from some toxic communities in Jamaica. You understand? I would classify them as that.
Yeah.
They're enablers to it because you notice 95% of the time when you see those protests on TVJ,
It's the women. I just hear one the other evening. Women go, murderer! The police them out there, murderer! Murder!
A woman.
Like, what?
They send out these women out, right? And then talk about how police stomp them in the face, then villainize the police. I know you have some bad police in Jamaica.
You have bad police everywhere.
Yeah, bad police in Jamaica, but I don't think all the police in Jamaica.
No,
bad,
I don't
right?
think so either.
They villainize the police when the police is not. The police is not the villain. The police is there to help them.
Right.
A lot of females, right? Everybody is more sympathetic to a female. Like,
Correct.
oh, so they send out the females them to protest, right? And the female them cry, oh my God, police thumped me in my face and this and that. And people look on it like, oh my God, the police is so bad. When in reality, it's not the police.
It's not,
So we need to stop creating this bad image of the police.
So you see the female in Jamaica, Jamaican women, there was a saying, I think one time, right? And I can say this as a Jamaican man. There was a saying, right? You used to have some Jamaican woman say, if you not beat me, you not love me, right? Where if you have a woman and your woman, she would do things yeah, she would do things just so you can hit her to say you love her. And that woman say, the man love me after you finish beat her, right? Which is not love, which is the same kind of abuse. Because a lot of the females, see, we point the finger at the lady, but all of these little girls are shell shocked. They need therapy. A lot of these
Jamaica in a whole need therapy.
Yeah,
even the man them.
Yeah, even the man them. But a lot of the women them, they are abused to the extent where they need the same. Yet it's the same do them. What them are defend all the criminals when them are defend. The same guys that want to defend will come in and punch her in her eye or punch her in her mouth. And that same guy, she'll get up 10 seconds later and go out and defend this guy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but also.
But that's because so what happened is with those women, right, that you see going out there and screaming and carrying on, right, because they are I forgot the syndrome that they have where when your kidnapper take you and then you becomes like in love with the kidnapper. I forgot what it's called, but that's what's happening with a lot of these females. And so they get up and they go out there and they're the easiest one to go because see if the man them go out there, with the police them out there and scream and cry, the police grab him and throw him in the back and gone with him. But with the woman, she have a chance of getting, and that's why they use her.
In Jamaica, right, we have a lot of waste man in Jamaica. That's how we call them, a lot of waste man.
Yeah.
Because you have these females that's going out doing protests. You're not seeing men taking
Oh, they're
charge.
doing it, yeah.
Men taking charge and saying,
Being there with them.
we're taking back our nation.
Right.
Right?
The men need to step up in Jamaica.
Men need to be more advocate. For example, owning a firearm.
Yeah.
Right? Men needs to be advocate for that.
Yeah.
But you see overall, right, with the issues that's actually going on in terms of the killing and so on, the murder rate and whatever, right? Overall, I think that, these guys, the men of Jamaica, and I don't want to say guys, I don't want to call them murderers, I don't want to call them rapists, I don't want to call them none of that things, none of those names that usually you see some of the artists doing the song or some people that talking about these men in Jamaica that's actually in these places where they don't even understand where they are. Right. So what I really want to say is that, it have a lot to do with how you've been raised and your community and the information that has actually been given to you. So in the school, I feel like it start with the school system.
True.
It start with education.
No, it start at the home.
It start at the home.
No, listen. You have to understand this. You have to understand this. We have to be honest, right? In the home, there's certain things that has been said and done. But you got to remember, when you go to school, your friends are there. So my thing is that if even if at home, right, it's certain things happening, at school, it's certain things that has been said to you and shown to you in a different light. Yeah. So even if hold on, even if you're blindsided by what your parents said, at some point in your life, even if the school, it gives you a better chance because now the school is saying this, you have some type of foundation because we can't depend on the home. Why we can't depend on the home? Why I'm saying that? Most of the issues is happening in the ghetto.
Right.
Right? So you cannot depend on the home situation. So the school system has to provide a way to help these kids, especially having what you call it,
Guidance counselors.
guidance counselors.
Yeah, yeah.
What you call these people that actually go to the home or so on.
Like diverse people.
Diverse people.
Right,
That's
right.
what we call it in America.
Yeah.
Going to make sure that things are fine. Talking to these kids, people in school recognizing when a kid is actually depressed or a kid is actually being feeling suicided. So my thing is, a lot of times people want to use these things, like you just said. I'm not saying that you're wrong.
Right.
A lot of times we want to use these things. Oh, the teachers start from home. It doesn't. It doesn't. Yes, it does in a certain way if you're living in a certain community. But if you're living in another different community, if your mother and your father thinking the same way,
hold on.
it doesn't help at all.
let me-
I'm have something to say, right? So yeah, I agree with you, right? That's for people that don't have a strong foundation,
Right.
right? But there was a statistics, and we're gonna talk about this in a upcoming video about the role of a father in the house in Jamaica. And there's a statistics where they say 46% of women in Jamaica are heads of household.
Right.
The men is not there in the house.
Right.
And men play such a role.
So
a
you have
strong
20,
role.
we have a minute and a half to wrap it up.
I want to
Yeah,
make my point.
I
Go
want
before
to
you
make my
go.
point,
Yeah.
but men play such a strong role in the house, right? And a guidance counselor can teach a boy, a male, because most of the crimes that's being committed in
It's by
Jamaica
male.
is by
Right,
male, right? It can't teach a male certain things that a father can, right? So it starts from the home.
Yeah.
But you understand, it does start from the home. But what you said will go hand in hand with it with people
Right.
who doesn't have that structure. We need to look into bringing more fathers back home.
And now let me tell you something.
And we
yes.
need to get rid of this breeder culture that comes from slavery.
Look,
Yes, we
but-
talk
no,
about
no,
that.
but
We
let me
talk
make-
about that.
let me make this point.
Hold on. Remember this, right? Remember, I'm
Yeah.
speaking from a place where we cannot. We're speaking from the ghetto.
Yeah.
We cannot depend on the home to do this. So if our community and the government don't understand that, and that's not what the plan is in the community, then go ahead, Dave.
No. So
Go ahead. Go make your point.
let me make my point. Let me tell
Go
you
ahead.
something. Here's why I say it's from the home. Whether ghetto or not, I grew up in Jamaica and know ghettos, and I have friends that live in what you call the garrisons or whatever, right? They had fathers that were, even though they were in the garrisons or whatever, the father, even if the father was a bad man or the father did certain things, the father looked at him and said, you have to go to school. And there was Mr. Brown down the street, and there's this other person over there say, you have to go to school. Yeah, boy, where you do it, so go to school, get an education. You have to do, you can't be one. There was those people when I was growing up. Let me tell you something. In me personally, I tell people this all the time. I was never afraid of the police. I was never afraid of my teacher at school, my guidance counselor. There was nobody on this earth I was more afraid of than my father. No, I look at my father, I'm like, this is the guy I was so fearful of. You know, like I look at him like, I wasn't afraid of nobody as I was. When my father opened his mouth, everybody in my house quiver. When him open his mouth.
I'll
You
tell you
understand?
something.
And that made me, when I look at the fact that, okay, if I do this, even if the police can't get me, you know, and it's so funny, but I have to deal with pops. What him gonna bring?
We are,
You understand?
bro, but listen,
Yeah.
listen. We get that. I get that. Understand this. If your father wasn't there to make change, remember you're talking about a different time of your father understanding, and most dad at that time
Right.
wasn't really in school, so they understood that if I didn't get to go to school, I'm gonna go do whatever it takes to make sure that you get an education.
Right.
Remember, we're talking about a different time.
Right.
Now you have people in these ghettos that is just talking about the gun based off
Right, right.
social media, music, whatever it may be.
Right.
So we have to find a different way, a backup plan, and not depend
I
on just
understand.
the home.
No.
So that's all I'm saying.
I understand.
I
that,
understand
but
what you're saying.
I understand what you're saying. Like it's a backup plan.
A backup plan.
Yeah, but what me I said
because remember this. Let me make this point real quick.
Yeah.
Remember this. A lot of times your father may teach you, "Hey, go to school. What you doing here?" But he never take the time to show you that emotion and that love.
That's what I got from mommy.
You understand? No, but listen to this. You got to think about this, because that's where men or Caribbean men or a lot of men lack, because they don't want to show the emotions. They don't because a big part of communication is removing that guard and understand that, listen, I could communicate. I could talk without cursing at you.
Right.
Yeah.
I could communicate with you, to you without saying the F word.
Right.
Or without crying.
Right.
And I can get my point across.
Right.
And if we all can talk and communicate, I feel that's where I'm trying to. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying with the backup plan. Yeah, so, yeah, but I believe that we need to start looking into bringing more fathers home.
Yeah.
Because the father, the backup plan. If the father not there, the school will pick it up, right, and actually change that person's life. You understand?
And you see a lot of the bad man
But-
them where you don't understand with a lot of bad man, with a lot of bad man you have, the reason why they so easily trigger because their emotion.
But that's what I'm saying. That's my point.
And why?
That's my point.
Because it's mommy who grew him. My mommy used to pet and powder. Because my mother, if my mother grew me,
Okay, guys,
without my dad,
we got to wrap it up.
One more thing. One last thing. I get in one subject where we are talking about emotional intelligence and oh man, then go on like them a bad man.
Yeah, but
more, underneath them more like a woman.
yeah, no, that's why they behave the way they behave.
That's
Most of the bad
man.
man, that's why they behave the way they behave because the emotions come out.
I'll leave it there. You understand?
Anyway.
You're going like you're a bad man, but you behave like a woman.
All right,
Nothing
Bridget.
wrong with behaving like a woman.
Hey,
but
no. You're a bad man. No, listen. What
I
I say.
understand, I
You're a
understand.
bad man,
Yeah.
But when you're not putting on that front,
because
you act like a girl.
You're not.
Yeah.
It's basically using the wrong tool for the wrong job.
Yeah. Listen,
Look.
people, this is a great topic, and we're
but
gonna
that's a funny
reverse
one,
back
don't
to this again because it's something that can end at this point. And let me tell you something, man. We're getting into some deep talk. This is Let's Talk on Livewire Radio 95.7 FM. Thank you that's listening over the ear 95.7 FM. For those who want to listen to us online, it's livewireradio.com or livewire.com. And of course, it's going to be posted on the YouTube channel. You could get on there and listen to it. Also, you have to look out for Shawnee B's website where he's teaching young kids all over the world, but including in Jamaica, how to write programs, how to create websites. He's a software engineer, so working on helping people through YouTube to understand that. Of course, we have the J-Star coming up this Sunday. For those of you who are in Newark, New Jersey area, you got to come to J-Star spot, chopping it up downtown Newark. And you can link us up in the link or in the inbox and ask us for which days J-Star has his thing going on, and you guys can come through and enjoy it. So I want to big up all of that, and of course our friendly friend over there, the restaurant over in what is it?
Spice and Things.
Big up
a quick shout out to
yourself.
Spice and Things. And Spice and Things is one of the local restaurants around East Orange area, and they really have some good food over there, some good premium food. And if you're talking about some food that you can sit down and eat and feel like, yo, mommy cooked this at home. You know what I mean? That's the way the food tastes. You know what I mean? Even they have some local drinks in there too, and it's located in East Orange, New Jersey, on Main Street. And you could check the spot out. It's one of the spot that I really like and I really highly recommend. Yeah. And guys, continue to like, share, and subscribe to our channel, and just leave the comment. Let us know what you think, or your opinion, what you feel, and even like some of the topics that you guys would like us to address. We can address them and give our opinion and keep this thing going. It's not really just about us. It's about changing our culture and changing views on our young man that is coming up, our future, not just what is going on now, but our future to change things and change our way of thinking and so on. So thank you guys.